Hello, my name is Christy, and in this video, I will be discussing why you as emerging teachers should begin thinking about global teaching and its role in the classroom. I will break down what global teaching means, its common characteristics, and investigate why this is important. I'll also provide you with practical examples to incorporate global issues into the classroom. Global teaching is not new, but it has evolved from simply learning about other countries and their cultures to investigating and problem solving the big global issues. It also reflects on the importance of understanding one's own self-identity and ethical responsibility, which allows us to undergo behavioural change and encourage others around us to do the same. The Commonwealth of Australia describes global education as a pedagogical practice which enables young people to participate in shaping a better shared future for the world. So why is it important? We are preparing students for an unknown future, but the need for hands-on skills is less, and instead we need to equip our students with the power and knowledge to contribute to our future global society in a meaningful way. A global citizen is someone who has global consciousness, which is an understanding of themselves and the world around them, and global competencies, which encompasses the skills and knowledge required to contribute and compete in the ever-changing global workforce. This means our goal as teachers is to guide students to become positive and active members of local, national, and global communities, self-aware of their own cultural identity, empathetic and inclusive of others, able to break down problems and work cooperatively to come up with solutions, discuss and delve into topics deeper by building on others' ideas and observations, and to think creatively. But how do we prepare our students for a world that is yet to be invented? Well, we need to make sure that we are globally competent teachers. On this slide, you'll find the 10 characteristics of globally competent teachers. I won't read through them all, but instead I'll share recommendations on how you might achieve some of these characteristics. O'Connor and Zeichner discuss the importance of global teaching being both broad and specific by incorporating it throughout the curriculum and year levels, while relating it back to relevant topics and issues which resonate with your individual students. We also must create a welcome and safe classroom environment, which allows for open discussion of the bigger issues, such as climate change, equity, migration, and poverty, just to name a few. Often when teaching in this way, it is impossible to determine where the lesson or learning may lead. Being flexible is imperative when delving into global topics. To do this, teachers need to be responsive to students' questions, perceptions, and observations, but not necessarily by providing the right answer or even giving an answer at all. Our aim is to support our students to make connections between what is happening locally and what is happening globally. Have them understand that we're all interconnected. Students should be given the tools to understand this interconnected system of our world and identify how they fit into it themselves. They can then think about the role they play in our global community. This ties in with the idea of local teaching, described by Shay Kirkhoff, as linking global ideas to your local community. By finding teaching moments which your students have a personal connection with, their engagement in the topic will increase, which in turn leads to richer learning moments. An important stepping stone for students is shifting their perception of the world by simply sharing and giving them the chance to see the world through somebody else's eyes. NAFSA describes a globally competent teacher as someone who has knowledge of the world and global issues, understanding of their students' cultural backgrounds, and demonstrates intercultural sensitivity. They teach in a way that fosters students' growth in these characteristics and provides opportunities for students to engage in socially responsible actions. This is an example of something I would use in the classroom. In Bendigo, we have a large Chinese community which stems back from the gold rush. The Chinese gardens, museum, and dragons, which are used in the Easter parade, are a big part of Bendigo culture. As a teacher, I would use these to investigate the local history, thinking about what Chinese migrants went through when they first moved to Bendigo. This could also be used as an opportunity to immerse students in Chinese culture and think about aspects that have become norms in our town because of these migrants. It also gives students an opportunity to reflect on diversity and inclusion and how this might have changed since the gold rush. This could then lead into bigger global issues around immigration. Of course, discussions and learning about these topics need to be age appropriate. It's also important to provide your students with time and a safe space to allow them to process, explore, and share their feelings and opinions with these big issues. So moving forward, I would like you as emerging teachers to reflect on what I've talked about today and think about these questions. How can you promote global teaching as a priority at your future school? And during your professional placement, how do you think schools have done in relation to global teaching? And how do you think they might have improved? Thank you for listening